attending this webinar with Ali Cook Marketing and PHMC
Good morning.
Group.
Nice
And
to be
today
here.
we'll talk
Very good
about
subject.
email.
Sorry, I
Yes,
stood you up
email
last week.
is
I got a
not
bit
dead.
tied
Good
up with
evening,
doing
Ali.
the
How are
album
you?
and couldn't make it for last week's session. So good to be here this week and studying the subject which we talked about doing last week, which was email is not dead.
Yeah, email is absolutely not dead. And the short and small story, I've been told a few months ago by a young undergraduate new marketer, email is the tool of the granddad. All right, he was totally wrong, poor guy. Email is absolutely not dead because this is the second channel used by marketers worldwide. And the return is still the same, and this is a good return. People like receiving newsletter, people like being contacted by email, and so. We have experienced it a lot, and especially with the email newsletter you send monthly to your audience and to your subscribers, investors on all the crowdfunding you did, Ali. Can you tell the audience a little bit about what you do and what
for the younger
is the
generation
instantaneously
now,
return you have
not
on your
using their
emailing in your
email
monthly
quite as
newsletter?
much. They tend to have an email account to sign up their Xbox account, to sign up their Facebook, but they don't tend to use it a lot. However, the same does not apply for real business world, media, press people, and all of that. So it's really important. And I think the kind of, isn't it funny that we're talking about the older generation now with the internet? But it is true. There is an older generation with the internet who email is still important for. They still take notice of something when it comes in an email, and there are, of course, people who just don't have Facebook or sort of refuse the social media network. So you have to reach everybody. And I think that email is a great way to do it. It's a quite permanent way, and there's no way, and you don't have to have it that your email is not social media compliant. So I think you can have, that's what I've got going. I use iContact. A lot of people use MailChimp, and my iContact has a social media element to it, so that I can post them out, etc., onto social media as well as send to email addresses. So my email can be viewed online, because obviously, that's something we'll cover, but some people's email clients don't allow them to view HTML email, etc. So you need a place to view online. But yeah, I definitely think there's a place for email, and email database is still a good thing to be building. Yep.
Absolutely. There's another approach about one of the most fundamental thing about email marketing is the legal side of the email marketing, and many are talking about opt-in, opt-out, double opt-in, and blah blah. And in the legal mention, we have to include in the message, because this is the law worldwide. Whether you're in the US with the federal law, or in the UK with the common law, or now even in France, they realized for 3-4 years with a very strict law about it. To be absolutely clear with all those regulations, because this is very important, and probably this is one of the credits you can give to your campaign. As soon as people can opt in, confirm their subscription through a small form on your website or on your Facebook page or whatever, and to get in on the bottom of the message all the legal mention and a link to unsubscribe. This is extremely important. We all see tons of email we receive. When we click on the unsubscribe, the link is dead. And start with some new business and you start to discover new horizon around you and new, very genuine leads. That's extremely, extremely important, not to focus on yourself, but to focus on your environment. This is probably another fundamental of your strategy. You must include that in your strategy. You have launched another cross marketing with different channel, a multi-channel cross marketing campaign with
Yeah, well,
with a
that's
big
interesting because
challenge
on Friday night
between
I'm off to the
Split
Nelson
Apple
Commerce
Hideaway
Awards
and
because the Dreammaker wedding
PureStyle.com,
competition is up for a Commerce Award
a
here in
wedding
the Nelson
platter
region.
in Nelson,
Basically, I
and
really
yourself.
like this. I only sort of
Could you
became
tell us
involved
about a
from
little
the
bit about and
outside
what
with
was the
whoever
premises
who
of the
put this
campaign
together.
and what
She's a
return
promoter
you
who's
get
learning
from
as
this
she
campaign?
goes, and I'm a promoter who's you know, interested in cross marketing. This was the ultimate of cross marketing exercises. She gathered 50 businesses, which gave various prizes to promote the region as a wedding destination, with a competition for a winning couple to win this boutique wedding, basically. So all of those businesses sort of helped each other. It was interesting watching how it rolls, and certainly I'd like to get involved in the next one and take it a bit further in 2015 and look at making it a national competition and growing it a bit more and really engaging the companies, making sure that the companies that are involved are engaged with each other. I think that that's a really hard thing to do when you've got 50 businesses. You're going to get certain businesses in there that are only going to, you know, that are going to be like this. And when you're doing a cross marketing, you can't have your blinkers on. You've actually got to have them like this. You know, you've got to be looking out to the sides and looking out for your, you know, patting your buddies on the back. You've got to be cross marketing, tagging each other into posts and stuff like that, you know, so that you're growing your audience. So I think potentially that's a really, I mean, it was very good what was achieved, but I think potentially that could be quite a big thing and a good thing to do on a local basis for towns to actually cross market. Certainly a lot of my local clients I'm starting to pick up now for social media that are just little local businesses. I'm trying to get them working together. You know, I've got a fashion shop straight opposite a cafe and around the corner from an accommodation, you know, so try and make them work together. So I've got like one client that's an accommodation that's actually that's giving away a dinner at the cafe, and they're using each other to try and promote each other's pages. So certainly, yeah, the Dream Maker exercise was like a really big cross-marketing exercise, and I think that could potentially work for a lot of towns, you know, if they did that. It's just a whole lot of small businesses pulling together, giving something each, and making a prize or a competition and involving a local radio station and getting a sort of a whole vibe going in the community. And you know, it was just a competition for a wedding, basically. And but you could do it with anything. It wouldn't have to be a competition for a wedding. It could be a competition for just a holiday away, where you've got a whole lot of service providers, you know, somebody to give the person a massage that wins, somebody to give the person breakfast that wins, somebody to give the person a facial that wins, somebody to, you know, all these different tourist activities to do, you know, bungee jumping or whatever. And you could actually put it together in any town, and it's a great way for small businesses, I think, to work together. And certainly when you use that with your email database, then everybody's got an email database, so you send the same information out to everybody's email database, so that the brand of that competition goes across everybody's email, goes across everybody's social media. So yeah, certainly that's been an interesting experience, being involved in that. So yeah, I think email is still there, and also I think you need to, one thing we didn't touch on is making sure that your email is social media compliant. So I think that's quite in this day and age, so often I just, like today I put an event for the Sou'westers up, and I noticed that one particular site, Event Finder, which I was on, that was great. As soon as they